Welcome to the beginner's guide of OneAI. Today I will show you how to install the OneAI extension inside OneWare Studio and how to build a simple first object detection model. Today we use our own Teacup dataset. This dataset is already separated into train, test and validation folders, and the task is to detect our OneWare logo on the cup in front of very different backgrounds. This was also part of an online webinar. You can watch this on YouTube for detailed explanations about the parameters, and you can also read the corresponding demo on our website. But without further ado, I would say let's just dive into OneWare Studio. If you haven't already installed OneAI, this window should appear. When you click Install Now, you get to the extension manager. Here you can install the OneAI extension or some other extensions, and you can also update the OneAI extension in this window. Now the extension is installed. To use OneAI, you have to log into your OneWare account. You can click this icon and then just log in, or click on create an account to create an account. This will open up the browser. There you have to enter your information, and later you will also have to enter your address information to get the free credits which you need for the training. To start a new AI project, click on AI and OneAI project generator. We call this project print detection. To import the dataset, in our case we have a separated dataset, so we can just drag and drop the corresponding folders or the images into OneWare Studio. Okay. Now you have to uncheck this box and set this setting to 0. These settings would split the dataset again, so we deactivate them. Okay, now we have to annotate the pictures. To do this, we click on this icon, add a new label. Then we click on this marking tool and select the area. You can click Ctrl S to save the annotated picture, and you can also use the arrows on the keyboard to iterate through the dataset. You can also adjust the area by clicking on the pointer icon and on the box. We leave the hardware settings at the default settings. In pre-filters, we can reduce the resolution to 25% to save some storage. And we add a color filter to increase the contrast. We do this by reducing the brightness and increasing the contrast to 150. We don't need color, so we set saturation to 0. Because of that also, we don't need to save the G and beat channels, because we only have a grayscale picture now. We also add some augmentation. Since our dataset is very small, we can leave the move augmentation at the default values. We let the picture rotate from -180 to 180 degree. We don't need flip, resize is fine with the default values, and color augmentation too, and we add some noise augmentation, and we let that run from 0 to 5. We also keep the first model settings at the default values. We change the maximum memory usage to 90%. we set the estimated surrounding values for the minimum to 20 to 25%, and for the max values we set them to 30 till 40. For all pictures, the logo is the same, but from different angles and rotations, so we set the same class difference to 15%. And yeah, the background is very diverse, but for some pictures there is the same background or almost the same background, so we set this to 75. And the task is also very simple, so we set this also to 75. Now we can start the training. To connect to the cloud, click the sync button. We call it print detection again, and click on train to open the train menu. We leave the training time at 15 minutes and we increase the early stopping to 50%, and then we can start the training. Now the One AI chooses a model for us. As you can see, our model has 63,000 parameters and the training process starts now. You can follow the training process in the statistics tab. If the training is finished, we can test the model by clicking test and start the test process. This will also take a while. Yeah, we can see the results in the logs tab. As you can see, we have pretty good results with an accuracy of 100%. Yeah, but keep in mind our test set includes only 5 pictures, but I think these are still pretty nice results. Yeah, you can also take a look at some test pictures by clicking on this icon under the test tab. Then you have to log into your OneWare account. There you can see how the model performs on the test pictures. To export the model, click on export and start the export. This will also take a moment. If the export is ready, you can download the model. You have to agree to the license agreement. Then the model should appear here in the models folder. You can use the model, for example, for annotating pictures. For example, if you open the annotation tool, you can click on the arrow and select the exported model and then click plus to edit. And now you can use this AI icon to auto-label it. And yeah, whenever the model detects some object, in this case the logo, it will automatically annotate it. With that, we built our first object detection model inside OneWare Studio with the One AI extension. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to get a detailed explanation of the parameters and why we choose the values for this exact dataset, you can either watch the webinar on YouTube or you can read the demo on our website.